You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty.
Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty. You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty. You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty. You are entering a mock draft live stream. Please stand by for Smitty. You are entering a mock draft.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Baked in, boys. It's news time. It's mock draft time. It's Travis Etienne time. Travis Etienne.
To the moon.
Please report to the moon, Travis Etienne.
To the moon.
Travis Etienne is taking us to the moon. Maybe Neptune, maybe Pluto, depending on your definition of planet. He is going to go to the furthest planet from the sun, which we believe is probably Neptune. Neptune, although there's some elongated pass that I think Pluto, if you consider Pluto a planet, which a lot of people don't, is further from the sun than Neptune. I don't know, but we're mock drafting. Okay, in a second, I've got this up on screen. I'm going to draft the 3 spot. Let me copy the link here and drop the link in the chat while we discuss everything. But we'll be talking about ETN. We'll be talking about a little bit of news. Then we're going to get to mock drafting. We're going to do it a little bit different tonight. Your boy Smitty likes to do things a little different. I don't always like to just mock draft and mock draft and mock draft. I love mock drafting. Don't get me wrong. Is this link going to paste? I believe I dropped the link properly in the chat, so grab at it. You guys will see him fill up right here. Just quickly. This is how we roll here on the Fantasy Football Show. Ready? Here they go. It's a little bit of like a 5-6 second delay, and then boom, they start just getting knocked off. You guys grab spots like that. But we're talking Etienne
To the moon.
in 2022. What's Travis Etienne gonna look like in August in terms of his ADP? This isn't refreshing, is it? Let's see here. Let me close this out. It's not refreshing because it's full. Let's go to the other camera here, because that's not looking right. That's not looking right either. What's going on? Let's close this out. Reopen it. Hold on. Let me replug this thing in. What's going on here? Technical difficulties. Let's see. That's not it. That is it. There it is. There it is. Okay. So we're full. We filled up pretty quickly. I don't know why it's frozen on that. We'll go ahead and resize that window. And we'll get to mock drafting here in just a minute. In the mock draft, we have Tyson, Todd, myself, Steeler, Competitive, Terry, Isong, Avi, Nelly, Justin Herbert, J Money, and LP in the first mock draft. No, we're not doing 10 seconds. We're doing, let's see here, draft settings. We're going to go with 1 QB PPR. Thank you for reminding me to check. 30-second standard PPR. Okay. Let's get to the news real quickly, then we'll jump back to this. Looks like that fixed up there. So Desmond Ridder, we'll talk about him in a second. Kenneth Walker, I think we'll lead off with that. Kenneth Walker has missed OTAs with a hamstring injury. We'll monitor that. We really don't. Rookies sometimes have little knick-knack injuries because they've been sitting out and they come back in and they try and go full go. They try and impress. Hopefully, Kenneth Walker, this little hamstring injury doesn't turn into something bigger. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted for sure. But, we never like to hear that. Terry McLaurin, this news right here. Commanders and contract year wide receiver Terry McLaurin are still far apart on extension talks, and that McLaurin seems unlikely to show for minicamp. This could get crazy. I really hope he gets traded. I don't think he would be traded. I think DK, Debo, McLaurin, none of these guys are getting traded. Anything's possible. It's the NFL. Not many people saw Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams both getting traded, let alone one of them. So we don't know. We don't know. Anything could happen. Terry McLaurin could definitely end up getting traded and us be shocked, Green Bay, the Chargers, those will all be phenomenal spots for Terry McLaurin. I'd rather have him go to LA, play with Justin Herbert for not only this year, but for the future in Green Bay. And I don't think Green Bay's making a move. I'm just kind of like pipe dreaming this. If in Green Bay, he'd be phenomenal, but Aaron Rodgers probably wouldn't stay but 1, maybe 2 years. So I would love to see Terry McLaurin in a Charger uniform for the long term. Can you imagine? He'd be a top 6 to 10 wide receiver immediately in LA. So I don't think anything's going to happen. He's probably going to either not get a deal and just show up because he has very little leverage. Him, Debo, and DK, they don't have a lot of leverage, but they're definitely going to, I think, put up a stink to try and get their extension, but we'll see. Tua, when comparing quarterback, this one's crazy. Like, first we got Adams coming out and saying, Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr aren't very different, to be quite honest with you. I'm paraphrasing. Then you got Tyreek Hill. Of course, he's got to come out because, Adams did, talking about his quarterback. So he says, when comparing Mahomes and Tua, Tyreek Hill said, accuracy-wise, I'm going with Tua all day. Accuracy-wise, I'm going with Tua all day. Boy, if this doesn't scream love is blind, I don't know what does. Because Hill's trying to talk up this Tua character and convince people that he's going to be okay. He's trying to will this thing to happen. And I'm okay if you come out and say, look, you guys are going to be impressed by Tua. He's going to be phenomenal. get ready. You guys are all just, bagging on him, and he's going to be really, really good. But to come out and say, when comparing, oh, man, I left the iPad. When comparing the two, there it is. When comparing the two, saying Tua all day is a ridiculous statement. That makes me feel very little. I value Tyreek Hill's opinion, and when he speaks and he tries to speak the truth or tell us something in the news, I don't listen to him anymore. Literally put Tyreek Hill on my list of I don't care what he says because we don't know if it's true. Are you healthy this week? Yeah. I don't know if that's true. Is Tua going to be good? Yeah, he's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes. I don't listen to a word he says. That's ridiculous right there. Ridiculous. Accuracy-wise. Mahomes can throw without looking. Unbelievable. Yeah, hype your QB's one thing, Brian. But to say all day, come on. Jacobs right here. Not on the field during Raiders minicamp. Hey, if we're going to say don't worry yet about Kenneth Walker, I can't come out here and say something bad about Jacobs saying, oh, look, it's early. We don't know what some of these injuries are. People are just taking a little bit of a slow pace when it comes to some of this stuff. Barkley, reports that Barkley is going to be lining up all over in all kinds of formations. We'll see. Maybe Barkley gets utilized properly. Maybe he's healthy. Look, I won't put it past Barkley to have a really good year. He most certainly could. But I'm certainly not going to draft him where I've seen him sometimes go, which is an astronomically high ADP draft slot. Like, there's just too many guys in the third round I love a lot more than Barkley than to shove him into a third-round draft slot. I think maybe, fourth round, I'd definitely consider it. I'd have to see who's left on the board. But third round's loaded with a lot of guys I always love drafting. Fourth round, Avi, I could be okay with that. I'm not going to tell anybody to take a lap. They start drafting Barkley in the fourth round. That's fine. That's totally acceptable. Devontae Adams has almost exclusively lined up outside and has worked from the left and right sides of the field. You want Adams all over the field. I don't know if I exclusively want him lined up on the outside. If anybody's going to say that D. Adams is going to repeat what he did in Green Bay in Las Vegas, I have a beef with that from the start. There's just not enough volume, and the quarterback play is different. It's not the same. Carr is not a 35, 40 touchdown guy. Now, maybe he's not a 21 to 24 touchdown guy because now he has Adams. Maybe he's a 25 to 29. Like, I get that you can't take his previous stats without Adams and say this is what he is. I'm not an idiot. But I just don't think you can vault him into like the 35 TD type quarterback caliber tier. And if he's lining up exclusively on the outside, I don't know if I like that. I like him all over the field. Like Cooper Kupp, the more you move around the field, the more you play in the slot, the more you navigate open spaces across the middle of the field, the less likely you are to be double teamed. Not necessarily great news here, not necessarily bad news, but I don't think it bodes well for the arguments that he's going to be just as good, if not better, in Las Vegas with his best friend quarterback. Look, Tyreek Hill and Adams, I have news for you. Your quarterbacks are not as good as they used to be. They are not only just lesser, you're in another tier below. Like, Derek Carr could have a really good year. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. Great quarterback to me is somebody that has potential Hall of Fame conversations, that you kick around. Good quarterback? Sure. Carr's a good quarterback. He's on a good team. But it's going to spread the ball around. You're not doing as good. Second, Mahomes blows Tua out of the water. Tua's not even startable in fantasy in a 12-team league. I'm not saying in a 2 QB league you wouldn't maybe use him as your super flex. I'm not saying he couldn't rotationally grab a hold of a starting job. You got injured quarterback play on your team. You've got a bust or something that he can't come in and deliver like 10 to 14 overall value. That like 9 or 8 overall to like 15 overall is a real tight group. You could be number 15 and number 8 could be like 28 points, 42 points different between like 8 and 15 for quarterbacks. I'm not starting Tua in fantasy. Don't come out here, Tyreek Hill, and tell me that Tua like is even equal to Pat Mahomes on any level, and you're going to come out and say accuracy-wise, Tua all day? Give me a break. Desmond Ridder, let's see, Sports Illustrated, a matter of not if Falcons QB rookie quarterback Desmond Ridder gets the start, it's when. And I agree with that. I think at some point they want Ridder in there. That doesn't make for like a good transition period for like Pitts and this offense. They're going to be struggling if this happens. Usually you make the QB change when there's a lot of turmoil. So that means that there'll be a lot of problems anyway, but maybe it'll feel like, okay, it can only get better from here. Maybe Ritter's a baller. You know what I mean? Like we can't sit here and act like we know what Ridder is. We don't. I don't know. You don't know. We have a good guess that based on the scouting, which missed on Tom Brady, which missed on Kurt Warner. I'm not saying Ritter's the next one of those guys. You never hear me talk about Ridder at all. I'm just saying nobody could say this can't happen. This guy can't be really good or totally overlooked and be the next maybe Russell Wilson type of, quarterback in terms of like being like a 5 to 10 guy. We don't know. No one really knows. We just know that he flew in under the radar. The Falcons liked him a lot. He's got potential. The door is wide open. He's got very good targets in Drake, London, and Pitts, and potentially Algier at running back. And then you still got Cordero Patterson. Maybe the Falcons surprise a little bit. Maybe the quicker they move in and move on to Ridder, the better. We will see. Now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to best ball draft. Let's roll. Here we go. Can I even start this draft? Here we go. Boom. Jonathan Taylor. It's frozen again. Let's go with Najee. Let me unplug this again. I'm trying it a new way, and I just want to make sure I figure out what it is that's causing these issues. It's the the iPad being like, hey dude, you haven't used me in like 4 minutes because you keep running your mouth. Okay, here we go. Okay, so 1.1 Jonathan Taylor, 1.2 is Cooper Kupp. This is PPR 1 QB redraft. 1.3 Najee Harris, your boy Smitty. Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, Dalvin Cook, J Money going real early on Travis Kelce. Trust your gut, but I would venture to say J Money 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, you're going to get Kelce to fall to 2.2, which is still very early to me. I don't care if Hill's not there or not. This guy you can only water a plant so much, and this defensive attention on Kelce's not going to be a good look. Harder hits, more defensive focus. Although you did get the guy I would have probably contemplated drafting anyway, him and Javonte at that 2.2. So it ended up working out for you, J Money. But I would say more often than not, the guys you want are going to get sniped on that flip around to the second round, then Kelce's going to get sniped. So I would take Swift or Javonte or Lamb or whoever you like at that 2.2. I wouldn't mess around with Kelce at 1.11. Javonte and Devontae at the 1.9. That's a great duo. 1.10's got Dalvin Cook and CeeDee Lamb. J Money, like I said, at 1.11 has Travis Kelce and DeAndre Swift. 1.12, my favorite draft slot, I think, of 2022. I think it's maybe even past the 1.1 at this point. Diggs and Joe Mixon. I don't love... Why is this freezing? I don't think it's my iPad. I don't think it's my system. I think it's this app, to be honest with you. Diggs and Joe Mixon. I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. It's bothering me. too late to switch. Nick Chubb, A.J. Brown. It's not refreshing. The app isn't refreshing. Ridiculous. All right, I'm on the clock. 10 seconds. Oh, man. I'm going to time out, aren't I? I'm going to time out. Ah! Look, it's freezing. I can't even do anything. How am I supposed to do work? It's going to keep unplugging it all show. That's a great experience. I timed out. Alvin Kamara. I was going to probably take Kamara. Najee and Kamara. But I don't love Kamara, but it's, you know, it's decent value. Like, Kamara doesn't miss any games. You can win a league from 2.10 Kamara. I would have taken Kamara. I don't mind Josh Allen. Josh Allen's fine. Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, Jonathan Taylor. I wonder if I can do it on my phone here. Okay, Breece Hall, I'm on the clock. Who do I take? What if I tried Kyle Pitts? Let's try this. I mean, it's a good-looking squad. Ugh, if you could see it. If you could see it. Hold on. I do find the iPad version of this app does not work well at all. It's always giving me havoc. Every time I try and incorporate it on the live stream, it's a mess. Let me see if I can switch over to my phone. It's too late to do a browser. I've got to set all that up. Let's see if I can use my phone. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Now I'm frozen. I don't know what's going on. It's craziness, man. Everything's freezing. Unbelievable. You can't even refresh it anymore. Unbelievable. Camera options. Hold on. Yeah, it's not even refreshing. The iPad app is not even refreshing. iPad's done. iPad's done. Let's go to the phone. Nothing. Nothing. Give me a second. I this mock draft with you guys. Okay, I'm almost on the clock here. Just for those that can't see, I took Najee, Josh Allen, Kyle Pitts. I'm just trying out a crazy strategy. I don't honestly mind it. It feels pretty crazy, but I like it. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, let me restart the stream, guys. I'll be right back.